I do get into the tier list, I want to go over the patch notes, because these are going to be integral to where classes are played in the tier list, obviously. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna go over just over like the main ones, like random crap, like I'm not even gonna like I don't even know what that says, to be honest. It's probably a different language to me. But fix an issue where Warlock's Bolt of Darkness is not treated as projectiles. It's kind of a nerf because bosses, a lot of the bosses do have high projectile resist. So now that Bolts of Darkness are treated as projectiles, they do way less damage to bosses. But that's about it. So here are the actual changes. Fighter Swift movement speed increased from 20% to 30%. That's crazy to me. They get a whole nother 2% move speed, basically 1 to 2% move speed depending on the kit. But yeah, that's pretty good. This is crazy. I felt like the consensus was that fighters should be limited to crossbow and like hand crossy or something for like Slayer. I don't know anyone who was saying that fighters' weapon mastery needed to be buffed. This is crazy to me. Because now they do Ranger's job better. They can trade with a Ranger better. The only thing that would kind of not make that true is if the Ranger was running full True Fizz and the fighter was running full Strength. But either way, like 3 arrows from one to the other, the fighter will do more damage and take less damage in total. Barbarian's Rage got buffed. That's kind of devious, can't lie. Didn't know that was in the patch. Wizard's Arcane Shield got nerfed. Yeah, Bunk Wizard was really strong. I feel like no one really realized how strong Wizard is, and people still think it's pretty weak. I think it's honestly still pretty strong, even without Bunk. Wizard's Meditation got buffed. Bro, make Meditation like OP, bro, please. Meditate to like be an actual usable thing other than low gear. Okay, so then here's some of the good changes. Cleric's Perseverance got lowered. That's not even gonna change anything, to be honest. And then Cleric's PFE got lowered. Honestly, bro, they should just make this 1 damage and then leave this at 30% and make it 1 perk. That'd make this way better. Perseverance is such a stupid, like, bro. Each damage over time, each instance of damage reduced. Like, that's just OP, bro. Make it by 1 and then combine PFE. So then it's just like protection from Perseverance. I'm a genius for that. You don't need to say it in the comments. I already know. All right. So now this is where I really lose hope, bro. Backline Cleric gets buffed. Are we crazy, bro? Backline Cleric was strong. The only reason it wasn't being played as much was because Frontline Cleric was even stronger, bro. Like, what is going on, bro? Anyways, let's read each one. So the casting time got lowered. Casting time got lowered. Casting time got lowered. Honestly, they're not crazy buffs, but like why even do this? Casting time got lowered. Locust Swarm reduced the amount of physical magical healing the target receives by 50%. So that's actually a pretty good change. So Locust Swarm actually might be used because now it does 2 damage to 13 a second, bro. But it doesn't scale. But I don't think you were even getting 13 damage with scaling. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then here's where it gets tragic. Warlock's Torture Mastery got nerfed into the ground. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, the lowest scaling we've ever had. Not gonna lie, I played a couple games. I was trying to get the Goblin Dance emote, and I was playing just naked, and it wasn't horrible as long as you had like 3 mobs behind you with curses on them. Which sounds like a lot, obviously, but like, I don't know. That if you want to make this build work, just do that. But that was also base kit. When you're base kit, you have really low health, so the healing looks like a lot, if that makes sense. But yeah. So I don't know who was really complaining about the damage output of Warlocks. I feel like the main complaint was Phantomize and your ability to get away. But don't even get me started on that, bro, because that's something else. But no one was complaining about damage output on Warlocks, I feel like. Am I crazy for that, or what, bro? Yeah, I mean, I've already went through the 5 stages of grief with these changes, so I got really nothing to say too much, other than once we get to the tier list. But yeah. Other than that, Druid's Herbal Sensing is now Biss, okay?
This is my happy song.
Okay, so I was just looking for a tier list to do this video with, and I was looking at this one, so it has all the classes except Druid. I'm guessing it's an old tier list, but it has Fighter, and then Fighter, and this is with bow. That's how crazy the class. It's basically a whole different class with a bow. Okay, sorry, I thought that was funny. Okay, so before you watch the video and watch the tier list I make, I just want it to be known, I have 2,700 hours on the game. I play this game a lot. I don't touch grass. I've hit Demigod both seasons. I forgot which was the Demigod reward for last season. But yeah, I'm not saying Demigod's like some major feat, but it just shows I play the game a lot. So I would know a couple things about the game. All right, so let me lay some ground rules. This is going to be for solos. This is going to be, you're actually good at the game. You know what you're doing. And then decent gear. You're in decent gear. Okay? So first class we're going to rip is the classes that just got changed. So I'm going to move Cleric up to the front, Warlock up to the front, and Fighter up to the front. And yeah. So where I'm gonna put Cleric in the solos tier list, I'm still gonna leave him at S. Okay, and that might be controversial because he literally just got nerfed. But the only thing that really did get nerfed was Paladin Cleric. You can still run spells on Cleric and be strong. It's just a different playstyle from Paladin. PFE and Perseverance did get nerfed, but they're still gonna be strong, like regardless, bro. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is right after the patch, and I haven't seen too much gameplay of Cleric now, but just looking at the changes, 2 damage reduced at all instances of damage taken is still strong. It's still insanely strong. Smite, having Smite, you win almost every melee fight with Faithfulness, okay? There's not a melee fight you really lose unless you're already low HP, which you won't be because you have spells to heal yourself. Next class, Warlock, I'm gonna put it at the B tier. It's still gonna be good. I honestly, it's probably might be an A tier still. I think it's still gonna be good. It obviously has numerous builds, so you can probably play Demon Lock. You probably do all that stuff. Torture Mastery is gutted. No one plays Life Drain in solos because that's just a little freaky. Like, you need to be constantly moving in solos. You can't stand still. Torture Mastery is cooked, though. Unless you literally have 7 mobs on you, which you will have to do with Torture Mastery, which I will probably be doing on Torture Mastery. It's pretty bad. You most likely won't be able to heal off your Hydra unless you have, like, 15 magical healing, which is crazy. The kits are going to be dumb expensive, making it really bad if you die, which you will more often, since that fighters can use crossbows, bows, windlasses, serve bows. They can literally do whatever they want now. I still think Warlock's Phantomize will save you most of the time. It's just that it's not good enough to counteract the low scaling of Torture Mastery. Next class we're gonna do is Fighter. I think Fighter is gonna be Biss. There's too many builds that just got unlocked because of Weapon Mastery. You can run Rapier and have no damage penalty. Isn't that crazy? Rapier. Rapier is like the best weapon for Bard DPS wise. And now Fighter can run it with Adrenaline Rush and Sprint. And PDR. More than Bard. And then whip out a freaking bow. Okay? And it's not just Rapier, bro. Like, you can use a Stiletto unironically on Fighter now. It might make more sense to play Fighter than Rogue. Speaking of Rogue, how did this class not get nerfed? I play Rogue, and I hate the playstyle, especially in solos. In trios and duos, you kind of you're kind of forced to make it play invis in onto someone and stab them. In solos, you can unironically creep around the whole map, bro. It is diabolically cringe, okay? But it's the only way to play the class because of how it's made. And I am so surprised that Warlock got nerfed harder than Rogue, and the fact that Rogue was even touched is crazier. We're gonna go for the next class that got changed. Druid. We're gonna put Druid and probably B tier. Like, the class is pretty bad for solos. It's good if you want to run away for the whole game, but that's really about it. If you do stack Agi, you could be lethal on the Panther still, don't get me wrong. You have to be really good to do it though. Druid is a high skill ceiling class, and the better you are at Druid, the more you'll see results. If you ever heard of a guy named Frog, bro, he uploaded a Druid video, and he absolutely worked up a PDR fighter and barely got touched because of his transformations, his spells, etc. Okay, the class is good, you just have to be good. But for the average player, it's going to be in B tier. Next class for solos, Ranger's going to be in A tier. Okay. Rangers, traps, if you play around them. Same thing with Rogue. It's a cringe playstyle, but it's the only way to play the class. But you can also stack insane move speed and still have decent damage output on a decent kit. Like full true fizz and you're stacking Agi, sure your HP will be low. But if you're fast enough and have traps all around the map, you should be fine. And you're playing range the whole time. So it's the safest playstyle. Getting landmined, same with any of these classes, is his biggest weakness. Next class is Bard. Bard's gonna go in S tier. I mean, you got rousing rhythms, you can go invis, you got insane self buffs. Your negative though is you're loud. And that is what makes it like bad in solos. You're loud. But if you're loud and then you're as tanky and can DPS and have a serve bow on at the same time, it's worth the drawbacks. I don't know if you guys ever actually looked into the buffs on Bard, but they're legitimately Biss, bro. Like, it's like you get action speed, you get like 8% action speed, like 9 move speed. I could be wrong, but it's around those numbers from like self buffs. Not even Allegro or Accelerando, bro. Those are just like the self buffs you get. Barbarian is going in A tier, okay? Barbarian is good. You're slow. You can get landmined and get rogued. That's what you got Achilles Strike for, bro. If you're good on Barb, you can space with his Y-hander like crazy. I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named Skinny Peter, bro. That guy smacks the Goblin Caves because he's just goated with his Y-hander. And his spacing is immaculate with Achilles, and he can always zone these people out. Obviously, he does have the occasional death to like a landmine rogue or someone that just, someone he just like misses on or something. But, that's the class. And he usually runs bad gear too, and he usually owns. Alright, I think Wizard is a super controversial class because the people that play it think it sucks, and the people that don't play it think it's OP. And I don't play it. So best believe it's going in S tier. This class is goated, bro. In the right hands, this class is goated. With decent gear, if you have add or true match, one fireball, the other guy's gotta run, dog. The other guy has to run. One splash fireball in a zap, he has to run. You ever heard of a little guy named Royce, bro? He's not so little, actually, bro. I've heard he's 6 foot real life, 700 pounds lean. Okay? No glaze. He literally smacks people with a naked wizard with a staff, bro. He killed a spellweaver and illusory, I forget, last wipe naked, bro. And it was just it was pure skill diff. If you're good at wizard, you won't lose, bro. Looking back at the list, I want to clarify some things. Fighter is the only class in BIS. That is because his two main counters got nerfed. His only real big opposition is Rogue. And if you're good at the game, you will play smart enough to counteract a rogue, but there's some times you legit just can't do anything. But that's what you have sprint for in second wind. If you can sprint second wind and second you get landmine, you should be fine. Okay? Unless the rogue's in a Gigabis gear set and can keep up with you as you run away, or if he actually just hits all headshots, you could be cooked. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, the content's kind of been dry. I have a video, I had a Torture Mastery video lined up, but it got nerfed out of its freaking mind. And I had another video lined up of stream highlights, but I want to save that for later. So yeah, I just thought I'd come out with this. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.